Weston's up next. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, you?
Doing well. First, I got to ask you, where is Keaton Haack these days?
He's over at UNCG.
Really?
Yes, sir.
In school there?
Yes, sir.
Wow. I enjoy following that guy. It's been interesting.
It's been a roller coaster, that's for sure.
It's been all over the place. Started out down in Alabama, did pretty well down there. Then
yes,
he went
sir,
to Pitt Community College.
Yes, sir.
Now at UNCG.
Yes, sir.
Now, can he go from Pitt to junior college, go right to UNCG and pitch there this coming spring?
Yes, sir. Because he transferred to a junior JUCO, it frees him up to allow him to play this year.
So since the JUCO was in the middle, he can go right back to the regular 4-year school.
Sir, it's just like he never left 4-year.
That's smart move, man. UNCG is lucky to get him. I'd like to see what he did. Things go pretty well at Pitt?
Yeah. I mean, he threw. I mean, probably numbers weren't probably where he wanted them, but coming out of Alabama, having a semester off is probably, you got to take what you got. But he's put some work in over the fall and putting some work in now, and we'll see where he's at in the spring.
What will he be classification-wise at UNCG? A junior?
He'll be a junior, yes, sir.
So he's got 2 years left.
Yes, sir.
Keaton Haack going to UNCG. We got Weston Haack with us. How about your younger brother? I'd say your little brother, the heptathlon man, right?
Yes, sir.
How's he doing?
He's doing good.
Is he playing football?
Yes, sir. He's playing right now.
I saw him on the internet this past summer when he went to the national competition. I think it was the 60-meter hurdles or 60-meter dash. They told me he was going to be on there, so I flipped that computer on and got it just in time to see him win his race. They didn't win the whole thing, but he did win his heat. And had a lot of success at heptathlon.
Yeah. Yes, sir, he did.
Talented young man.
Yeah, well.
Those are hot. Try one of those. Have you had one yet?
No, sir.
Try one.
Try one?
Yep. He's going to do the sample for us. Weston Haack's going to have the hush puppy and see what he thinks. Good stuff?
That's some good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, how would you describe that hush puppy, Weston? Kind of give us some thoughts.
Sweet bread.
Yeah, sweet bread's got. Dennis, grab a hush puppy here. Yeah, we got some food on the table here. Grab one. Mm-hmm. Try it out. What are your thoughts, Dennis? How would you describe that?
Like a Northwestern tap.
All right, he's like tapping a hush puppy. There you go. So back on Weston Haack, we talked about Keaton. I was watching it back in that. I remember I went down to Southern Alabama to see a playoff game he had back, I guess, his senior year. They beat, and Southern Alabama was good back then, too. Mm-hmm. They beat them. I saw him in a game against High Point Central. Saw a lot of his games. But I even like watching him play basketball. I loved his basketball games because he was, 6'7"?
Nice. 6'4".
Is that all?
6'4.5".
Man, he plays like he's 6'7". That guy plays hard, man. But he would go up, at 6'4". I mean, he could slam the ball on any defensive player.
Yeah.
Fun to watch.
He loved it, yeah.
Yeah, and now he's going to be a baseball at UNCG. Good to hear. Good to hear.
Yes, sir.
Now let's talk about Weston a little bit. What's your younger brother's name again, too?
Peyton.
Peyton
Haack.
Peyton Haack.
Yes,
Weston Haack. Keaton Haack. Peyton, Weston, Keaton. Good family. Anyway, how's this football season going for you?
It's going good. Just being able to play this year is a big blessing for me.
Talk about how that came about.
Through my high school career, I've had a lot of injury problems. Freshman year, just playing rec basketball. I mean, I got through the football season, but just playing rec basketball, just being active, just the way I am. Tore my ACL in my left knee, and I got that fixed and came out sophomore year and got cleared August 3rd. And left the doctor's office and went to practice that night, and got through the season. I did well JV that year, and but I got back junior year. Big hopes, coming out. Did well this summer, and he was second string wideout and playing behind Christian Dix at outside linebacker, and was hoping to get a lot of plays because he was playing both ways, and playing Lexington in a scrimmage and tore my right ACL.
Boy, that's tough. That's tough.
So, and then this season, coming out, had a little problems in our 7-on-7 over Catawba. Fell on my left shoulder and it moved a little bit. Thought nothing of it, just kind of went on, football pains here and there, and went back out, and it was the week before. It was the day before we got full pads. We went full and got caught up in someone's pad during one-on-ones for whiteout drills, and dislocated my shoulder and tore my labrum. So.
Wow. Are you okay now?
Well, it's still torn. I'm still gonna have to have surgery at some point.
But you played through the pain, right?
But I'm playing this year.
That's
I
good.
said I'm not
I've heard of
not
players
play.
that do that sometimes. The pain is tough, but they just play through it. Doctors tell them you don't have to worry about it. If you want to wait, get the surgery later, get the surgery later on.
Well, if it dislocates again this year, I mean, I wear a brace that restricts movement a little bit, but to me, I can't even tell it's there. And I'm just out there to play and have fun.
Hey, you been getting some receptions, getting a few catches here and there?
Well, you know, I just got back, and Reedsville was technically my first varsity football game because of being out for both years.
Your perseverance has been pretty good, then pretty tough.
I guess so. You know, it's part of it, part of life. Just gotta get up, keep moving.
Yeah,
right.
Every day is a new challenge. Exactly.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. How about the team as a whole? Fun being around this group of Northwest Guilford Vikings.
Oh, I love it. You know, summer workouts are fun. You know, big with Coach coming in, and you know, I think he came in, you know, just dove right in and just took over, and you know, summer workouts were great. The guys were great, and I think we put in some great work over the summer.
Yeah, you've had to replace some very good players from last year's team. You mentioned one of those, Christian Dix. What's it been like having to kind of work your way on through without those guys who were with you last year? Because last year you guys went deep in the playoffs, had a great season, and had to get some new guys in some new spots this year.
Oh yes, sir. I mean, it's always hard, you know, losing players here and there. You know, people that you know you've grown up playing behind or playing with, and there's spots to fill. But I think you know the kids that are coming up, you know, we're pretty young, but we had some kids come in and fill some big shoes, and I think they've stepped up and played some great ball.
And what about, here's another one out of the blue. I'll throw these questions in. If you can help us, fine. If you can't, that's okay. Anthony Harding, where is he at these days? Is he playing ball anywhere?
Nah, I mean, I don't know much about all that, but I don't think he's playing ball anywhere. I don't know some. I don't know.
Yeah. How about,
I don't know facts. So.
Christian Dix, I guess, at Brevard, right?
Oh yes, sir. He's playing baseball at Brevard.
Yeah, and I hope he'll play some football maybe one day too up there.
Hopefully, you know, I was talking to him. Maybe he'll play next year, but you know, it's all up to coaches and just see how he takes it. And you know, because a college sport is hard, especially going two-way.
What about yourself? Do you play other sports besides football?
Yes, sir. I mean, I've always played baseball. You know, it's kind of in the family, but yeah, I've always been pretty good, decent at that, and but with injuries, it's always been tough. You know, I missed freshman year and junior year.
No way to really get started then. Well,
yeah, it's pretty hard.
This year, you're kind of hoping maybe you can jump right in and play that baseball.
Well, it depends on surgery for my shoulder. So if I survive the season without it dislocating again, hopefully we'll just go till it dislocates again. And
could you get some work done maybe when the football season ended toward, say, the end of November, early December, get some surgery work done then and still have time to recover, rehab, and be ready for baseball?
Labrum surgery is usually, that I've heard of, is about 6 to 8 months. So, I mean, you're moving around within 6 weeks, but it's still to be ready to play.
Did you have the labrum done before, or that was a new one?
This is a new one.
The other ones,
changing limbs.
The other ones were ACL, ankles, things like that.
I've done both my ACLs, both knees.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
How did those, again, how did those ACL injuries occur?
Most of them were, my basketball one was non-contact. I mean, I did a little bit, but, you know, I went up for a layup and got undercut and landed on it weird. And, you know, I thought nothing of it, and it was just like, you know, just part of playing ball, and, you know, got up and went back out there and caught a rebound off the boards and twisted on it. So knee shifted and popped. And
you've been out there playing all the sports, but the sport's been kind of treating you kind of bad returns, I guess.
Yeah, I guess you could say that, but, you know, I love what I do.
Yeah, you'll still be doing it probably 25, 30 years down the road then.
Oh, I don't stop. Yes, sir.
Your best years may be ahead of you, too. You never know.
Yeah.
Again, with us, Weston Haack, and again, the brother of Peyton Haack, and also the brother of Keaton Haack. Keaton now at UNCG, and Peyton at Northwest. He's playing football, too, right?
Yes, sir.
JV?
Yes, sir. He'll be dressing tomorrow.
For the varsity?
Yes, sir.
As a freshman?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Now, so playing time we don't know, but he's dressing.
He's moving up. What position does he play?
He's a cornerback.
Cornerback.
He's quick.
Interesting. Well, let's get to Weston. Toughest player or team you've ever gone up against?
I gotta say, you know, Reedsville or Reagan, you know, I came in playing against some pretty big teams, you know, and I can't say much about playing because I haven't played a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna come out here and say, you know, this or that, but you know, Reagan was a good football team. They were solid. Made some big plays, obviously. We should have had the game, but it's part of ball, you know.
How about the penalty you've been called for the most? Is there one penalty that's hit you the most over the years?
Over the years. Probably blocking the back, I guess you could say.
Okay.
You know,
okay. From the receiver spot. Yeah.
I guess you could, yeah.
Yeah, heading downfield, maybe turning just a little bit that way. Yeah.
Kind of catching somebody, or like, those iffy ones. Was I really blocking the back?
Oh yeah.
You never know.
Exactly. What about the key to playing your position? What's the key, you think?
I think the key really, everybody says, it's all about hands, and I really don't think so, especially in the high school ball, it's all about, playing as a team. And I think a lot of kids don't understand that, growing up in a wing tee, with Coach Woodruff here, you get really used to blocking, and that's being your main job. And I think, blocking, getting off blocks, and running clean routes, I think, because if you can't get open, the ball's not going to get to you anyway.
You can run around all day long out there and think you're open, but you ain't got the right space. Quarterback's not going to throw you the ball anyway.
Exactly, yes, sir.
What do you think? The future is blank for Northwest Guilford.
I think it's wide open, man. I think anything can happen. It's just a matter of if we get kids to step up and we get kids to play right, and execution, I think, is a big thing. And, don't execute here and there. And it showed against Reagan. You don't execute this or that, and it's a big play. Big turns. So.
Who was your first ever coach?
First ever
football coach.
Coach Parrish, which is Kevin Parrish's dad.
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah.
And Eric Overcash, which is...
That's the other kid, Ryan Overcash, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I remember those
Yes,
names,
sir.
Ryan Overcash. Yeah, some good family participation in that Northwest community. What about, where do you see yourself 10 years from now, down the road?
10 years.
What will you be doing, you think? Maybe a doctor after all this medical work you've had to go through?
Well, definitely medical. I was looking at, I wanted to go military. Since I was little, I've always wanted to be in the military. But, with both knees done and a shoulder now, that's probably out the window. We'll still see where that is and see, what that looks like. But right now, it's more pursuing as a paramedic.
Yeah.
And getting on the SWAT team as a paramedic.
That's good stuff. So. Good stuff. What about what advice do you give for the defensive back that's got to cover Steve Smith on Sunday?
Stay low and do your job. I mean, that's about all you can do, really.
Yeah, and just enjoy the challenge. I mean, that'd be kind of fun because you're going to get all kinds of TV coverage. You're going to be the main man on the pedestal right there. People will be watching you close if you're covering Steve Smith. Exactly. What about this Derek Jeter situation? Has it been overblown? Has there been too much publicity about his last game as a Yankee this week and his career coming to an end? Has there been too much said about this?
I mean, you look through the years, everybody comes and goes. And I think some young kid's going to step up and take the light. And, it's big that you're coming off, but everybody knew it was coming. It was just a matter of time of when. So is it too big? I don't know. I mean, I guess it could be or it could not be. But it's a game, and you play it, you're done with it.
You followed him over the years?
Yeah, I mean, Jeter's always been big. You're always going to hear about Jeter. It's always going to be that way. So he's a good ball player. I mean, he's athletic. He works hard and plays the game well.
Have you been to any professional baseball, or not professional, but major league baseball games? Been to some of those? Been to a major league game?
Yeah. I mean, you're always going to go to them. I mean, I've been, obviously the grasshopper stuff like that, but, I've been to Atlanta a few times.
Okay.
So.
Okay. What about the NBA? Been to any NBA games?
Yeah. I've been to the Bobcats to watch the 76ers play the Bobcats, and I have a family member who used to play for the 76ers. He's a family friend. He plays Kyle Korver.
I've heard that name.
Yeah, he plays for the Bulls now. So.
What about looking at basketball, baseball, what about football? Been to a professional football game, Panthers games?
Well, I grew up in Kansas City.
Okay.
And our family used to have season tickets to the Chiefs. So we used to go there all the time. And when I was, young, I don't remember much of it, but I always went. And then I went to the Panthers preseason when the Chiefs played the Panthers this year. So that was cool.
What about tonight? The Redskins or the Giants? Who do you think wins that game?
That's a tough one. I think the Redskins are going to pull it out. They got some athletes, and the Giants been struggling a little bit, I think, in the backfield.
How about Sunday, Panthers or Ravens?
I think the Panthers are going to pull it out.
Think they'll do
I
okay?
Yeah, I think they'll do all
Got to
right.
come back. That was a tough Sunday night game. To me, these days, it seems like this is off the subject, but the Monday night football game seems like it's lost its luster. You got a Thursday night game tonight,
Yeah.
and you got the big Sunday afternoon games and the Sunday night game. By the time you get to Monday night, it's almost like, man, we're seeing all our football this week. I mean, who wants to play in the Monday night game anymore? I wonder. Something to think about. The Republican or Democrat? Who would be the Democrat or the Republican? Tom Tillis or Kay Hagan? You probably know that race pretty well.
Is that Tom Tillis is a Republican, and the other one's Democrat.
Kay Hagan's
Kay Hagan.
Now, what about the correct spelling of Tom Tillis' first name?
No idea.
No idea? We'll save that one. I saw it on a campaign sign today. We had the homonyms, the synonyms, and the antonyms. Give me a good football antonym, opposite, some type of opposite in football. Earlier, I think we were talking with Michael Hunt. He came up with one about interception, touchdown. Good opposites there. We've got like early, late for practice. What's a good opposite football antonym? Can you think of one?
Touchdown safety.
Yeah, that's good there too. Good job.
Thanks, sir.
Pass the good word on to Keaton Haack too. Always been a big fan of his
Will do.
and the family. Keep up the good work and tell Keaton to keep working hard at that
Yes, sir.
UNCG.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Weston's with us next. We got Kerry Miller. Kerry Miller.